We're back at our backsplash job, and we're going to be removing the tile floor in her kitchen. She's having a different floor covering installed. Just installed the new floor over her kitchen floor and told the homeowners you really don't want to do that. I mean, you're going to make a tripping hazard for no reason. They thought it was going to be crazy expensive to do it, and then of course the mess of doing it, and tried to reassure them that we're going to dust proof the house really well. We're going to use our HEPA air scrubber. It's not going to be crazy expensive. It's going to take us about a day, and it's one of those, we do it, you're never going to regret it. You're not compromising the final result of your home by trying to skip a step that I don't think is a step that really should be skipped. So we're going to get this done. We're going to go around and kind of show you a little bit about what the current conditions of the home are before we start. That way, once we're completed, we'll go back through and show you the same areas again, and we'll just see how dusty the house got from tearing this tile up.
Okay, I'm really hesitant to even point some of this out because I know the homeowner is really good friends with the people they bought the house from. I know the guy they bought the house from did all of his own tile work, and for the most part, it doesn't look bad. I mean, the damn thing is really pretty flat. You can see there's very little livage, and so from that point of view, he did pretty good. We're going to see as we pull it up how much coverage he had on the back of his tiles to know how well they're stuck. Some of them are definitely hollow sounding, and then a couple of other things here. I mean, a diamond pattern is really difficult. It can be even difficult for professionals that do this all the time, and so I have some sympathy when the pattern gets off. He did the best that he could, and like I say, overall, it's not the worst I've seen, but it's just one of those. When you hire somebody that knows what they're doing, it's going to look a little bit better. It should look a lot better, actually. The corners should line up. There shouldn't be any pattern issues like this. And so, like I say, I ain't trying to cut the guy a little slack. I mean, I know he's a DIYer, he's not a pro. And to be fair to him, when I talked to the homeowner, I just assumed that this was came with the house because we've seen this a lot on new construction spec homes, and so this is a similar quality work. I've seen some other quote professionals install because they just don't take the time to do it right, and so sometimes that's what doing things the right way can cost a little bit of money. And so you just have to kind of be aware that that's just part of doing the job when you're hiring somebody to do it. Saying I like to use is, the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. And so, yeah, sometimes you get what you pay for, but in the long run, something that's going to look good forever or not really have a half-life, that's going to show wear and tear that you're going to have to replace. It's one of those, let's get it right the first time, everybody's going to be happier. It's a win-win when it looks good and it stays looking good. So we are finishing up our dust proofing before we start running our chippers. So you can see we have the window taped off. We're finishing taping off this big opening. We put plastic over all the furniture to help keep it protected. And so I don't think that anything is going to get beyond our plastic barrier here, but we're going to do all we can to keep this job site as clean as possible. We'll check back in once we're done and see how we did.
So one area that we know is going to show dust like crazy if we don't do a really good job is the TV. And so we'll kind of just run our finger along it a little bit and we'll see how the TV looks. I don't see any dust. So any measurable amount of dust from here, it's going to be obvious where it comes from.
So we have all of our plastic up. You see my GoPro right there. So we're getting ready to set up to record. We set plastic all around the cabinets. So we're protecting the cabinets. We got our HEPA scrubber set up. It's going to move a ton of air. So it'll help keep all the airborne dust controlled. And we'll throw it out the window. So that'll help. Got our chipper, got our grinder. Grinder connects to my HEPA shop vac. So airborne dust is a major concern, and we try to have all the tools. We'll see how it all works. We have really good success typically. I've never done a good before after videos, so we'll actually have a measurable result on this job.
Okay, we got all the tile demoed. You can see, we'll go over to the TV here in just a second and I'll show you the fingerprint test again. But first look, everything looks to have held up nice. The tile is off the concrete slab. Everything is polished up, no thin set mortar residue left anywhere. We are ready for the next flooring installer to come install the LVP. This is a really nice thing. There won't be a toe catch between the living room and the kitchen. Homeowner is going to be much happier that we did it this way and she didn't leave the tile and let them put the LVP on. Let's go see how we did as far as dust protection. We haven't done anything yet, so just to be clear, I don't even know if there's any visible residue of dust. I think we kept this house pretty dang dust free while we did the work. The work is extremely messy. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, how dust covered I am. I'm ready to go home and take a shower and get cleaned up, and we'll be ready for the next one.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell to keep updated with our latest videos. Also, be sure to check out the next suggested video that's going to pop up as well. Thank you very much for watching.